Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here, bringing you another Hearthstone video. This time we're looking at a mid-range hunter deck used by a pro player called Jab. Now Jab is renowned as being one of the best hunter players in the world, and I thought I'd give his deck a try. Now this deck's quite interesting. It uses a couple of TGT elements. King's Elec is in play, there's one copy of that card, but Ram Wrangler, that's another TGT card that's been used. Now, other than that, it looks like very much a standard mid-range hunter deck. Double freezing trap, no snake trap in this deck. There's one quick shot, one hunter's mark, which are sort of good utility cards. There's only one piloted shredder, but you've got the other usual cards: Savannah Highmane, double mad scientist, knife juggler, unleash the hounds, double kill command, and so on. So this is a slightly different hunter deck to what I'm used to playing. I'm used to playing Orange's mid-range hunter deck, something that Orange showcased just after TGT came out, and you can see videos of that deck on my YouTube channel. And that's a deck that doesn't use Knife Juggler, and yet it's become one of my favourite decks, and definitely one of my most successful decks to play on ladder. So as I say, you can find a guide or a sort of an audio commentated video of me playing that deck on my YouTube channel. But this time we're going to try Jab's deck, and we're going to see how we do. Not the best opening hand, and in fact that opening hand is absolutely terrible. There are no 2-drops. I kept the Eagle Horn bow, and some players would argue that I should have mulliganed that away as well in that desperate hunt for mad scientists. But we went with the risk there, it didn't pay off, and the Shaman plays a Haunted Creeper. So the Shaman has initiative. I have nothing to play. I am not quick-shotting a Haunted Creeper, absolutely not. But as you can see, we've missed turn 1, we've missed turn 2, and all of a sudden now, you know, this game is looking very hard to win. We didn't draw into our web spinners, which was bad, and that Leok is not good in this situation. We wanted we wanted Misha or we wanted Huffer, really, just to take down the taunt. There's a Hex, and his minion's still alive. He's going to build up his board, so we're in a bit of trouble here. There's Misha. Okay. It's going to absorb some attack here, hopefully, which is pretty good.
Did you bring some fish?
And there's the Tuskar Totemic, and he's just got one of the worst totems. One of the worst totems for me, one of the best for him. And there's Rockbiter Weapon to clear my Misha. Yeah, it absorbs some damage. Unfortunately, he only needed one minion to take down Misha, and now he's flooding his board, and I'm in serious trouble here. So what I need to do here is clear the totem, well, clear both totems, clear the Taunt Totem, and clear the Mana Tide, because the Mana Tide totem is going to draw in cards. We need to stop that, so we're going to quick shot it. This hand is looking terrible. Where are our mad scientists, our piloted shredders? A Highmane on turn 6 would be quite good. Those key cards are missing. Dr. Boom is sitting in that hand, but turn 7 is an age away. Really smart move from the Shaman there, playing Defender of Argus. He's playing around Unleash the Hounds, so those 1/1 spiders become 2/2 spiders. So now I just need to clear things off the board, really. I could have played the Knife Juggler, but I think Freezing Trap may have been slightly better. He may have had if he has another Rockbiter Weapon, he clears off my Knife Juggler. So the purpose of the Freezing Trap there is just to remove something from the board. I'm surprised the attacks with the spider. Attacking with the Tuskar Totemic would have been better, because he could replay it and get another totem. So it's quite interesting. We KC'd Kill Commanded the Defender of Argus, because we didn't want that going back to his hand. There's the Fire Elemental. It's his version of the Highmane. I don't have my Highmane. I have Dr. Boom, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. 9 damage on board. This game's over. There is nothing I can do in this game. Nothing at all to come back. There's Bloodlust. There's the finisher for shamans. There's the quite violent way of finishing a match, a game run, sorry. And yeah, that's it. We dropped from rank 11 down to rank 12. And yeah, not the best start with this deck. Not the best start at all. So we're going to try again. By all accounts, I've watched Jab play this deck on stream, and he's done really, really well with it. Perhaps I was greedy with the mulligan. I should have discarded the bow as well. Although by habit, I always keep the bow just because I can clear minions with it. Maybe that's me as a hunter player not being great. I don't know. So, okay. King's Zoolock, that's something. Let's get rid of everything else. There is an argument for keeping Unleash the Hounds in some situations, I think. If you're going up against a zoo or sort of an aggro deck, there is always an argument for keeping it because it can give you board control or help you maintain it. So we're going up against a Warlock, and the question is it a Zoolock? Is it a Handlock? Well, he didn't play anything, so my assumption is Handlock.
Job's done.
And we win the Jazz. Fantastic. So King's Zoolock really paying off there. And now we have a Lotheb for turn 5. That could be very significant against either a... Well, especially against a Handlock. Or even against a Zoolock. He's tapping, so it must be a Handlock here. And now there is a strategy that you have to employ. Race. And there's... Okay. Alright. Could have been worse, could have been better. Misha would have been static. Huffer would have been the best option. Leok buffs up the other minions, so that's not too bad, okay? The King's Zoolock at least has one more attack on it now. So yeah, Leok is sort of middle ground. Huffer would have been better. But against a Handlock, you want to race. Before they can start really... Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the Ancient Watcher. Before they can start pulling out those big threats, you want to race them down to a certain health total, okay? And that's the health total where they start thinking about Molten Giants. So if you do 15 damage to a Handlock and you get them down from 30 to 15, you've got to start worrying a little bit because the Molten Giants start to become a cheaper option then. And that's when you've got to start thinking, do I go face? Do I not go face? There's the Mountain Giant. And my suspicions are that he would want to play Shadow Flame. He'd want to go 8 to the face and then play Shadow Flame. By playing Lotheb, I'm blocking that out. So blocking the Handlock from doing Handlock things. And now he'd need a taunt, but even then, I don't know if it's enough. Considering we have Quick Shot, Animal Companion, Unleash the Hounds, and various other tools. We have an Owl to get through a taunt. So looking really, really good for us here. Really, really good. But it is a Handlock, and they can surprise you. So let's see. Let's see what he does. And what's fascinating, it's turn 5, and he's down to 12. There's a Molten Giant. We're expecting a Sun Fury Protector here to taunt up. You saw him pass over his hero power there. I think he was contemplating tapping. I think you should have tapped. If you wanted to tap, you tap first before playing the Giants. There's the third Giant. So normally this would look very threatening. He had to trade. He's thinking I don't have lethal here. But we have 6 on board. We have Unleash the Hounds. Leok buffs up the Hounds. So actually, getting Leok turned out to be the best option after all. It allowed us to kill him. So yeah, Handlock game there. Most people would say Midrange Hunter, I think, is favoured against Handlock because of that initial burst you can do. But anyway, here we go. Another Warlock. Okay. So we've lost to a Shaman, we've beat a Handlock, and now we're going up against another Warlock. And we want to see, is this a Zoolock, or is it a Handlock? Or a Demon Lock? Lots of possibilities. So we've got a curve here. This is pretty good. Let's ignore the Highmane, because it's not relevant yet. But we've got the Web Spinner into the Haunted Creeper, into the Animal Companion. That's super strong. So this Warlock, he didn't play anything. So you automatically assume it's a hand lock. See, Zoolocks will usually have something like, you know, a taunt that they can play on turn 1, or a Flame Imp. So, yeah, Void Walker or a Flame Imp. Okay, it is a Zoolock. He coined out the Imp Gang boss. That's pretty strong. But there's Huffer. Always Huffer. Now, I hesitated for a minute there because I thought to myself, do I trade or do I go face? There is a lot to think about there. I mean, that Imp Gang boss is quite threatening in its own way. And I had a clean trade. And maybe I should have traded. And now, there is. There's the Void Walker. Did he have that in his hand all along? Did he have that on turn 1? I'm curious. Huh. Anyway, King Zoolock. Let's draw a card. Let's see what we draw. Give me a Lotheb. Huh. Alright, so we know he plays Dr. Boom. There's key information for turn 7, just in case. Okay, so we're sort of even on board here. Although not quite even, because the Imp Gang boss does spawn other minions, so I think he has the advantage here. Although Mad Scientist is a help, I don't want to be returning imps to his hand. That is quite bad. And there's Defender of Argus, and now all of a sudden there's a big shift in the swing of this game, and I'm at a disadvantage now, a big disadvantage. Because now he's going to get these nice trades. And look, the Imp Gang boss is still alive, and it summoned an imp. I need Unleash the Hounds. That's something that I need here. But even then, is it enough? Okay, so I have some choices here. I could go for Animal Companion. I could go for the Shredder. Or I could go for the Tundra Rhino. I think the Tundra Rhino is the best option here because I can charge it for 2 damage, and when you look at that board, 2 damage to kill a minion is actually significant for me because I'm fighting for board control here. Animal Companion could give me Huffer, but it would probably just die to something really quite easily, whereas the Tundra Rhino has 5 health and it contests a lot of what's on that board. That's significant. Yeah. Let's do this. He still has to charge 2 things into that Rhino in order to kill it. And now the control goes back to me. That Tundra Rhino is a big threat. Turn 6 is the Highmane turn for mid-range hunters, and if he leaves the Rhino on board, he could be running a serious risk of getting hit for 6 to the face. And if that happens, it's game over, pretty much. He's going to find it really hard to recover. So he's playing the trade game here. There's the freezing trap. He wants to get value out of the freezing trap. Okay, fine. We're returning an imp to the hand. What shocks me, though, is that he didn't kill... Oh, okay, he didn't kill the Tundra Rhino. Maybe his response is play a Belcher to stop a Highmane. Maybe he doesn't know what a Tundra Rhino does. You don't see it on the ladder very much at all, or even in arena. It's not something you see all too often. I mean, you don't see that many hunters in arena either. So, oh well. The Highmane managed to do some work there. Because of the Belcher, we couldn't use the Highmane rule, which I think was created by Amaz, and that is, if the Highmane goes to the face for 6 on the turn after it's played, you win the game. Unfortunately, the Belcher blocked the Highmane. Implosion. Okay, for 3. Well, that's not bad. I get my hyenas. Now he kills the Rhino. Now he thinks, oh yeah, I've got to kill that Rhino. But here comes Dr. 7. It's Dr. Boom. And turn 7, Boom is green. You play Boom. It is the unwritten law of Hearthstone. And I still have threats in my hand. I have Animal Companion, I have a kill command. So I'm gonna search down lethal here. So let's count this up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on board. Okay, 13 on board. That's what I've got. 13 plus 2 of the hero power, it's 15, plus KC is 20. Okay, he plays his Dr. Boom. I actually have lethal, I think, do I? With a beast? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So Unleash KC is lethal, or Animal Companion KC is lethal. Now, unfortunately, I actually missed lethal here because my initial reaction in this game was, oh god, there's Dr. Boom, must kill Dr. Boom. I actually missed lethal, which is hilarious. On reflection, I was like, oh dear. But we win anyway, and even if I had killed Dr. Boom and not killed him on that turn, not killed the enemy on that turn, I still would have won this game because of all of the other cards in my hand. So, yep, there we go. We've beat a Handlock, we've beat a Zoolock, lost to a Shaman, but yeah, so far the record's okay. 2-1 with this deck, not bad at all. So, rank 11 Warrior. This is a very scary game. An incredibly scary game, and here's why. If it's a Control Warrior, they have cards like Bash, which came through from TGT, and they're very scary because Bash does 3 damage and gives him 3 armor, and it contests my cards like Knife Juggler, it contests cards like Piloted Shredder. Bash is scary, and if I can't do enough damage to this warrior in the first 5, 6, 7 turns of the game, he will outvalue me into the late game, and those legendary minions will come down, those shield maidens will come down, all of those cards that I can't really deal with effectively in the late game. He has more late game threats than I do. I have more early game threats than he does. I have my scientists, my shredders, and so on. You know, my my animal companions, my knife jugglers into Unleash. But late game, it's basically 2 Highmanes and a Boom. And there's Bash. And now he's controlling the game. He has 3 armor. I have to push here. I have to push. And I have a bow in my hand, a spare bow, so pushing for 3 is fine. Although it can send a message to your opponent that the reason you attack with the bow is because you do have another one in hand. Quite often you'll hold the bow and use it to trade with minions. There I went face because I know I've got a spare bow. There's the armor smith. Now, I could put the web spinner in and the bow in, but then what do I play? Another bow? I think the smart play here is Houndmaster, but we've got to kill the armor smith. So I'm going to make a play here that some would argue is quite ineffective, inefficient, wasteful. I'm going to double trade because I respect the armor smith so much, and I needed to get the Houndmaster on board. This play was, well, I guess I would say it's no different to bowing in, trading in the web spinner and playing a naked Houndmaster without the buff. But this is a stronger play because we have to double trade, yes, but we still get the taunted web spinner at 2 health, but it still exists. There's Bash number 2. Again, really annoying because now he's up to 5 armor and he killed a minion. And Bash is in addition to Shield Slam. So he has lots of ways of contesting my my minions, and we're in turn 5 and he's only at 27 health. And I've already taken 1 damage. 29 to 27, it's not actually looking very good. There's the Sludge Belcher, and Hunter's Mark. Now that is quite interesting. I could Hunter's Mark that thing and quick shot it. I could Hunter's Mark, bow it down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my quick shot now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And here's why. I am saving that Hunter's Mark for something significant. It could be a legendary, it could be something big. I'm saving the Freezing Trap for something big as well. Hunter's Mark and Freezing Trap are great tools to get rid of big minions. Quick Shot only does 3, so it's not the best tool. There's Justicar. Now, 6 attack. I could tank Justicar here. I could tank Justicar and play Boom. So the pressure is on here. I'm racing down with this warrior. I'm at 20. He's at 15. You think we're going to win this game. You think this was won. But actually, when you look at this, well, he's going to armor up for 4. Well, there's shield block. Now I'm anticipating a shield slam. They usually played in tandem, I think. So there's the, yeah, there it is. He's going to shield slam, boom. Yep, shield slam on Dr. Boom. So Dr. Boom didn't do anything, but it ate up a shield slam. Okay, that's fine. Pressure time now. To the face we go. Question is, do I play the freezing trap? No, I'm going to hold off. I'd rather he play the minion first, then I decide whether or not to play the freezing trap or whether trading is the best option. There's another shield block. What, do you have another shield slam? Do you have another, armor up or tank up as it's called with that new hero power? There's the Fiery War Axe. He keeps increasing that health total. However, let's count the damage properly now, unlike in that last game where I missed lethal by trying to kill Dr. Boom with a kill command when I should have been kill commanding face. Yeah, lethal. Done. And there we go, turn 9. And there's the bonus streak, turn 9. Oh, and a quest done too, fantastic. So, turn 9, not bad at all. So, I'm going to move into another game now. So far, yeah, this deck's pretty good. We had 1 loss, we've had 3 wins. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this deck. I'm pretty happy with it.
Rexar versus Malfurion.
Okay, so we're going up against a druid.
Let the hunt begin.
I'm actually going to get rid of everything apart from the juggler. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I was hoping for a mad scientist, actually. But it's okay.
Greetings, traveler.
We have a curve, and that's the most important thing. The decision to make is, do I play scientist or do I play creeper? That's the all-important decision. Now, druids, since TGT, if you watch my previous videos, you'll know how highly I rate them now because of druids didn't need any help. They didn't need any help from TGT. Honestly, they didn't. The combo, the Savage Roar combo with Force of Nature is just so insane. When you combine that with Innovates and Wild Growths and other such shenanigans, druids have always had it good on the ladder, they really have. But then with TGT, you give them more options. You know, you give them more options to play early game. And to be honest, that's not really needed. They didn't need it, and they've become even more powerful and aggressive, really. Yeah, the Narcissus Aspirant, there's that early game, there's the 2-drop that ramps him up to 3 mana. Why do they need it? Why do they need that? Okay, I'm going to play the Freezing Trap, and actually that was a mistake, because if he returns that to the hand, he stays at 4 mana. Yeah, that was a mistake. That's a mistake. That's me not understanding the mechanics of the card. There's the Shredder. Yeah, mistakes were made, as they say. Mistakes were made. Wow. I'm not usually this bad. Yeah, I missed lethal on that earlier game, and now I let a Denarsus Aspirant go back to the hand. Oh, this could come back to haunt me. Because look at the mana difference, 5 versus 3. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. Okay, there's the Drake. Yeah, you're fishing for combo, aren't you? You're fishing for combo. Okay, I can utilise a couple of options here. I can play the Houndmaster on curve, or I could KC the Drake. We don't want to leave the Druid with things on board. So we're going to trade here, or go face. the Houndmaster, though. The Haunted Creeper is the only beast I've got. It's the only beast I've got on board at the moment. The Highmane is still 2 turns away. Don't know. It's difficult. Very, very difficult.
I wonder.
By the power of Ragnarok!
Oh dear. There's the Emperor. There's the Emperor. Okay. I think my misplays have cost me this game. He's ramped up to the point where, you know, he's got this serious advantage with mana. And let's see what the Wrangler gives me. Ooh, that's not bad at all. That is really not bad. Right, let's get rid of some damage from the board. Oh, that's not good. He draws a card. Oh dear. Okay. Strangleform Tiger. Really good, potentially, to combo with the Houndmaster. I'm thinking Bow Houndmaster. Unfortunately, I won't have 7 mana next turn. I'm not a druid. I won't have mana to do both. So there's Living Roots. There's the other card that annoys me, because it's given druids more power than they need. It's giving them Living Roots. It gives them the early game advantage when they didn't need it. See, as a druid, you'd often sacrifice that early game, but go for the late game and then burst your opponent down. Now you can trade on the board in the early game and also burst your opponent down in the late game. And that's not me being salty, that's me being appreciative of what Blizzard did for druids in TGT. Unleash the Hounds Knife Juggler would win me this game if I had Unleash the Hounds in this hand. Unfortunately, I don't have it, and that could lose me this game now. I need to make the decision now. Do I just throw it all out there? Yes, I do. We're going to waste our Knife Juggler. Oh, dear. Okay, that was bad. That was really bad. And we're going to go face. I'm feeling desperate. Maybe I should have traded with the 4/4, but I was feeling desperate. And, yeah. I think it could be over. There has to be a Savage Raw combo in there. The thing is, though, he's going to have to throw in 2 minions, 5, 6 at least. Oh, what's he? Oh, wow! Keeper of the Grove, keeping the Grove. Oh, he's trading. Oh, thought he'd just go face. Oh, there's the other one, and he's ramped up to 10 mana. Look at that, 10 versus 7 mana. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, this one... Well, what can I do? Just going to get rid of what I can here. And I'm going to Freezing Trap, because I need to get something off the board. I don't want any of those minions returned to his hand. They're both deadly minions if they get replayed again. Keeper of the Grove is 2 damage or a silence. Ancient of Law is card draw. We don't want any of them returned, but we have no choice. We have absolutely no choice. We've got to get something off of the board. He values the keeping the 5 damage on board, which is understandable. There's the Darnassus Aspirant again. Okay, Aspirant, I believe it is. And I think that's game. I believe that is game. We're going to play... Well, what can we play? I mean, there's King Crush. But no, I'm not going to win this game. He's at 19 health. It wasn't going to happen. And now we're going to move on. Okay. Could I have won that game? I think I could have, actually, had I not misplayed with the Darnassus Aspirant in that early turn. I think that one turn could have made all of the difference. But, you know, that's the great thing about Hearthstone. You reflect, you look back on your games, and you reflect and just see, you know, what could I have done better? So I'm not going to be too hard on myself for this. So this is a beautiful opening hand. We've got 2s into a 3, a 2-drop on turn 1, a 2-drop on turn 2. Oh gosh, double companion too. Unbelievable. The choices are immense here. So just debating, do we play the Elec or the Scientist? I'm going to play the Elec. I want to see what I draw. Okay, not good. But I get some information about the mage, and I see a heal bot. So this could be Freeze Mage, or it could be a Tempo Mage who's teched in heal bots. Oh no, it's a Mech Mage. Oh, fascinating. Okay. And you know, I'm really happy I played the Elec, because the Elec contests his Snow Chugger, and not only that, if it was Tempo Mage, it would contest the Mana Worm. That's pretty good. Okay, there's the Mech Warper, and we need to kill it. There's Misha, but we're gonna use the Hunter's Mark, and again, I'm sure there'll be some players that would criticise that play and say, oh no, it's a waste of a Hunter's Mark. Actually, I think getting the Mech Warper off the board is an absolute #1 priority. Because that's how Mech Mage snowballs. They play Mech Warper into multiple mechs. The longer it stays on the board, the worse off you are going to be. So, okay, that's fine. Flame Cannon, very effective for killing Misha there. And now we're going to play on curve. Once again, I'm sacrificing the Knife Juggler, foregoing that Unleash combo, but I think it's worthwhile just getting 2 minions on board. There's a spell, there's Frostbolt, he respects the Juggler, so he's going to spend 2 mana. Oh, Kidnapper. Oh wow, Unstable Portal really came through for him. Really came through. Unbelievable. Well, there's Misha again. So Misha contests the 5-3, but if he decides to attack, we have a trap in place, which is interesting. So he has to make the decision. You know, is it Snake Trap? Is it Freezing Trap? Is it Bear Trap? Do we attack or do we not attack? And I have a feeling he's not going to attack. Oh, he is attacking. Okay. And it goes back to the hand. That is slightly annoying, going back to the hand, but I need to take damage off of the board. That was the absolute priority here, taking damage off the board. So, now, what can we do here? Well, we need to clear the taunt. I was contemplating the Ram Wrangler, just to see what we'd get. Who knows? We could get a King Crush. That would be pretty amazing. But no, we're going to play on curve, and the Highmane on curve I think is very strong. See, next turn we can Wrangler Creeper or Wrangler Hero Power. He plays the Yeti, but he's forced to ping, so eating up a bit of his mana. There's Unleash the Hounds.
The beasts obey me.
Right, do the beasts obey you? That's terrible.
That didn't quite hit the mark.
That's why I don't like Ram Wrangler. Oh dear. Actually, have I ever played Ram Wrangler and had something insane like a Highmane or King Crush? I mean, in that previous game we had the Stranglethorn Tiger. That was pretty decent, but oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's why we only were running one Ram Wrangler in this deck. Okay, resorting to polymorph on the Highmane. Interesting. But we're outvaluing this Mech Mage. Because there's the bow. And we're going to trade. And use a non-beast minion to make the trade. And remember that there's Wind Fury. Okay, so that 1-1, at least it's got Wind Fury. It does 2 damage a turn. That's something. But it's going to be very difficult for him to come back unless he plays Flame Strike, in which case he could come back. This is a Mech Mage playing Acolyte of Pain and Antique Healbot. Both those cards are very slow. Yeah, sure, Healbot heals you, but it's only stopping the damage for a turn or so. You know, soon you lose that 8 health again very quickly. And now I have to make the decision: do I trade or do I go face? We don't have lethal, so we're not close to it. So I think trading is decent here. Okay, he's down to 20. Could he come back from this? Yeah, actually he could. Again, Flame Strike would help him, or a big mech, something with a bit of health. Something like a Sky Golem could actually bring him back into the game, because the Sky Golem has a Death Rattle, for instance, and he could get something good out of the Death Rattle. Archmage Antonidas. There's Arcade. Yeah, he's drawing cards. Interesting. Interesting. I believe I used my Hunter's Mark earlier. So this is tricky now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. We don't have lethal. And the Archmage is super duper annoying. I'm still at 27 though. How many fireballs can he hit me with every turn? It's 2 fireballs a turn, right? So that's 12 damage a turn plus a ping. 13 damage a turn. That's the way to think about it. It ain't worth the risk. I'm going to kill the Archmage. It is just not worth the risk.
By fang and claw.
I think the Mage is pretty happy about this. But you see, by killing the Archmage, we were still able to do some reasonable damage to the Mage. We were still able to bring him down to 14, which is significant. Because we more or less will have lethal very shortly. Okay, there's Kidnapper. Was expecting that to come back. 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5, 7, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage. And close to lethal, but not quite. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Shredder, play the Scientist. I'm keeping that Unleash as my secret weapon. Okay. The question now is, do I trade into the Mech Warper? Or do I trade into the Kidnapper? I mean, what do I do here? There's some interesting options. I'm actually going to remove the 5-drop and go face. Okay. I don't die to double fireball. That's 12 plus ping, 13. And with the taunt in place there, I'm stopping lethal there from the board. Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Unbelievable. Okay, and there's Freezing Trap. Fantastic. Value. The bow charge. 2, so that's 6 from the bow. Ooh, Explosive Sheep. I've got 6, 8, 10. Over 2 turns. There's 2 from the air. So 2 from the hero power, 2 from the Crazed Alchemist, 3 from the bow this turn, plus 3 on the next turn. Yeah.
I hunt alone.
Yeah. Deciding to use the Unleash though, just because I've got another one in hand. But he's dead. Unless he has a heal bot, he's dead. That won't help you. Oh, that will help you. Oh. Okay, I take it all back. What I said about heal bots being too slow, and I take it all back. It's actually helping him. Oh no, he's dead. Unleash the dogs. Casey. Hero power.
I hunt alone.
Goodbye. There we go. So, alright, we beat a Mech Mage that plays Acolyte of Pain. Interesting. Okay. So that's another one. So yeah, this deck's not doing too badly. I'm pretty pleased with it. I think any win rate that's sort of over 50% is decent, really. 50% or over, I guess. You want 50. You want at the minimum of 51%, don't you? If you want to travel up the ladder. And this is another interesting game.
Let the hunt.
Much like the warrior game, this is a scary game because it's a priest, and priests, well, they're pretty strong now. Holy Champion is a very, very underrated card and a very strong card. And combine that with the usual priest cards and the usual priest tactics, come the mid to late game, they can start outvaluing you and beat you down. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this game. often with priest games, of course, they go on for ages as well, and they're long games. They can drain you, and yeah, not looking forward to it.
Greetings, traveler.
Not looking forward to this at all. If I don't have a response to his initial threat, especially if it's a dragon priest, he may even be able to outvalue me in the early game too, and that's quite scary. Yeah, TGT made dragon priest a thing, and yeah, you'll notice I saved the hunter's mark. And that is because if this is a dragon priest and he plays a taunt, it is a dragon priest. If he plays a Wormrest agent, then that hunter's mark becomes important. But I'm actually going to use it here. I'm actually going to use it to gain board control early. Now I can contest a Northshire cleric. Was that wise? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. If I'd left the Twilight Whelp on the board, he could have buffed it. Yeah, this is not looking good. There's the freezing trap though. I have to play it. I have no choice. If this was turn 4, I could KC that with the web spinner. I could kill command, but no. Okay, so freezing trap here does a lot of work. It actually returns a 3/5 back to his hand. He loses control there. There's Shadow Word Pain. So there's a priest doing priest things. He's actually going to attack. Okay, and it goes back to hand. That's fine. It's now a 5 cost. He won't be able to play that for a while, which is really good. So, yep, let's just keep pushing. The problem is, am I pushing fast enough with damage here? Gazrilla could really help out on turn 7, but once again, that's quite late. I need these mid-game threats to come into my hand each turn so I can keep the pressure up. Kill command could be a good tool for trading on the board here, even though most players would recommend that you use it on the enemy's face. If I want to keep pushing damage, I may have to use it now. And in fact, there it is, look. Juggler into KC, that's using my mana effectively, but I'm actually going to hero power instead of playing the juggler because the hero power is 2 guaranteed damage, and I don't want to play into Holy Nova because it's turn 5. If he has it, and do you know what, there's a really good chance he does have it. He's got 6 cards in hand. He needs to make the decision, do I play Holy Nova on 2 minions or do I wait? Do I wait? Well, he's targeting, oh there it is, Blackwing Corruptor, fair enough. Targeting the web spinner. Ooh, King Mookla. Doesn't really look like much of a king, does he? Okay, so I've got options now. If it was turn 7, I could play Mookla and the Shredder and save the Juggler for Unleash, but it isn't turn 7, it's turn 6. So I've got to play the Juggler, I think. Or do I save the Juggler?
Put this apple on your head.
We're going to play it. And we're going to give... Oh, Mookla. Oh, no, Shredder is safer. Mookla's a 5/5 though. Mookla is a 5/5. And we're actually going to throw the scientist skin. We're actually going to throw it in. Okay. It may seem counterproductive, but this is going to win us the board. It's all about that board control. He's at 19 health, and I have Gazrilla next turn. This moment. Okay. He plays another one. Is he going to buff it? Yeah, he's going to use Power Word Shield. Okay. He's going to stop Mookla from killing it. That's really interesting. Now I'm in trouble. Now I'm in serious trouble. Now... Oh, fall to the face. Alright, it's a face war. I was kind of hoping for Leok, so I could trade with the 5/6, but now I'm putting the priest down to 10 health, and I have 3 minions on board, 2 of which are resistant to Holy Nova. So, I'm in a really good position now, I would think. But it's a priest. It's a dragon priest of all things. Oh dear. Wild Pyromancer. Are we going to see some spell shenanigans here? Is he gonna kill my board with spell shenanigans? Yes, he is. There's the drawback of King Mookla. Giving your opponent bananas, which can be used as spells, and I didn't think about that. But I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. I mean, I had to play the card. It was what was in my hand. But now, he's going to try and clear this board, and I could be in a lot of trouble. Yep. There he goes, clearing away. Managing to kill Huffer. Valen's chosen. More board clearing? Yep, clear the second minion. Mana Wraith? Huh. And he trades. Interesting. Okay, now, what do I do here? What am I more scared of? Do I even want to leave the Wild Pyromancer on board? Yeah, it's 5 versus 7 damage. Alright, I'll contest your Wild Pyromancer with my Gazrilla. Notice how I'm running out of threats now, and notice the priest is still at 10 health. 10 health doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But when you're a priest, it's a lot of health. And now he's going to prioritise with healing every turn. And there's the second Pyromancer. This could get very, very interesting very quickly. Okay, what do I do now? Do I play the Highmane or do I play the Houndmaster? I'm so annoyed. If it was turn 10, I could play them all. And that could be the game-winning turn. If I play the Houndmaster, Gazrilla goes up to 8 health. He'll contest both minions. Potentially. But no. The Highmane, I think, is stronger here. The Highmane and 2 damage with the hero power is stronger. The hero power there is negating his healing every turn. So no matter what happens, I need to hero power every single turn in order to win this game somehow. But 2 Pyromancers on the board is quite dangerous. You saw what he did on that last turn with 1 Pyromancer. He was able to clear 2 minions. It was quite scary. So with 2 Pyromancers, and he can heal up that 5-1 before he starts casting spells. It's, as I say, it's scary. Right, he's going to trade.
I wield the power.
Okay, and there's the 5-4. Okay, and into the Highmane we go. Heal up. Okay, I still have a chance. I still have a chance. What do I get? Houndmaster with... Oh, Creeper. Why couldn't that be the second Highmane? That would have won me the game. Okay, so let's hound up. I'm trying to debate. Do I hound up the 1-2 or the 2-2? The Creeper. No, it makes no sense to play Houndmaster on the Creeper. It makes no sense at all. Because they're at similar health totals. It's not as if the Creeper is going to block more attack than the hyenas. And now I'm debating whether or not to trade. No, we're going to go face. Okay, so a lot of respect to this priest. He's hung on for so long, and we're into the late game now, and he's still surviving. So a lot of respect to him, and he's played quite well, in my opinion. He really has. And I'm suspecting a Holy Nova now for 3 damage. That's what I'm suspecting. Does he have it? Does he have it? No, he doesn't have it. So he's oh, but Holy Smite, just as bad there, removing damage from the board. And now we have to race him. I have to race him. I have 3 on board, plus 2 on the hero power. I have 5 damage. Northshire Cleric, not going to help you now. And we win. There we go. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. But as you can see, it went long and quite a stressful game against a priest, because as the game goes on, you know that the chances of winning are lessening after each turn. So we're heading into our next game now. So far this deck's pretty good. Yeah, we had a couple of hiccups at the start, but that's to be expected. The first time you play a deck. And it's another druid. And as we know, druids are scary because of that early game, because of that mid game, and because of that finisher off that they can do in the late game with the combo. So, yeah, really, really scary against a druid. I'd actually venture on to say that I think druids are more threatening to hunters than priests and warriors. Just because of, as I say, that early game, Living Roots is a very effective early game tool on turn 1 against a hunter. It can test Web Spinner, it can test Mad Scientist. You can stop a hunter dead in his tracks with good early game now as a druid, whereas before you couldn't really do it. You were just forced to hero power up. But now druid has that early game. Dynastis Aspirant, very strong early game. Because of Living Roots, because of the Aspirant, I would put Druid in a class above Priest and Warrior when it comes to beating Hunter and controlling things. I mean, Warrior has Fiery War Axe, which they can play on turn 2 or on turn 1 with a coin. I mean, that's still very, very strong. Priest has Northshire Cleric, which it can buff up with Power Word Shield, and then into Valen's Chosen, also strong. But Warrior and Priest, they don't have the equivalent of a combo, of a 14 damage to the face combo that they can do on turn 9 or earlier if they've played the Emperor. So combine early to mid to late game, and Druid is very threatening. So we've got options though against this Druid. We're going to play the River Croc. That's quite awkward. If he wants to get rid of that, he's going to have to Wrath it. Living Roots won't remove it. He'll need to play Wrath here. So we're testing for Wrath. There it is, as expected. He's got Wrath. Okay, one Wrath out the way. Turn 3. Interesting. Houndmaster for next turn. Really interesting. So we're going to play off curve here. And we're going to play the Haunted Creeper. We could have played the bow if we wanted to maximise our mana efficiency, but Creeper is stronger if it combos with the Houndmaster. Now, at this point, you may want to remove that Creeper. If you're a Druid, you're thinking, it's turn 4 next, he may have a Houndmaster. Maybe I should remove the Creeper, and it'd be worth wasting a Wrath on the Creeper. He counters with the Taunt. This is a Druid that's playing the Shieldmaster, the Taunt. This is interesting. This is very interesting, and it makes it very awkward for me. Very, very awkward, because the Houndmaster buff, well, it's not enough to clear the 5 health taunt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to freeze and trap, and I'm going to pray and hope that he attacks. I'm going to pray that he's foolish enough to attack with a taunt. If he's not foolish, and he won't be, I mean, come on, it's a rank 11, they know what they're doing at rank 11, he'll probably pass and play another minion, so he won't attack with the 3/5. But then I can use the bow and the Houndmaster combo. Oh, Kazan Mystic. Oh, dear. Yep, that's game. That's game. He teched in a Kazan Mystic. Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, we're in trouble. Gonna Houndmaster up. At least the Haunted Creeper now kills something. At least. And if he doesn't use the 3/2, I was just thinking I could bow it down. He uses the Kazan Mystic. Why would you? Okay. Alright. Well, at least I get to trigger the... well, okay, I see what he did. I can't kill the Belcher because one of those spectral spiders is going to get returned to my hand. So I can't actually kill the Belcher. So I see what he did there. That's pretty clever on his part, if it was all planned out. Okay, I have no choice. Here's the Highmane. Highmane contests the Belcher, unless he has a way of removing it. And I don't think, unless he swipes... Oh gosh. Second Belcher. This Druid taunt heavy. So, and he goes face. So I'm expecting an Ancient of War very soon. That's what I'm expecting. Anyway, we're going to need to kill a Belcher. So we go face. The next question is, do I taunt a Belcher up with the Houndmaster? Or do I play the Ram Wrangler? See, these are some quite pressing questions here. Questions which, the answers to which could determine my fate in this game. I'm going to Houndmaster up. Do you know what? An 8-4 Belcher still contests his Sludge Belcher. An 8-4 Savannah Highmane still contests his Sludge Belcher. What has he got? Is that Keeper of the Grove? Oh, it's not Keeper of the Grove. It's even worse. It's Ancient of War. You trading? No, he's hero powering. Oh, he's going to trade. Is he going to tank 8 to the face? No, he's passing. Interesting. Okay. Hunter's Mark? No. Mad Scientist. Not useful here. We can flood the board, however. And that could be quite interesting. That could be our only way to win. How does a druid deal with a board full of minions?
Apple on your head.
Unless there's a swipe. Flood. Oh, that's not bad. Oh. Interesting. I can bow it down now. I can clear the board. Fantastic. Well, I can almost clear the board. Let's see what the Knife Juggler does when the hyenas come through. How do I want to do this? The ordering, I think, is quite important here. So, trade first. Okay, juggle 1. Good. Juggle 2. Good. Excellent. Right, trade and face. Marvellous. Right, I'm at 17 health. He can't kill me with combo. So, I think I win.
Engaging
Oh.
TC-130 until
Yeah, I still think I... Oh. Okay, fine. I was going to say, I think I win still, but now look at the board. He has 3 minions on board. Counting up how much damage I've got, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19... No, I'm nowhere near lethal. So I have to start trading. My key objective is to stay out of combo range. Because now he can play combo if he has it. And the game is going on for a bit. Into my turn 9 now. So I think Animal Companion would be sensible. But I need to trade. Okay. Yeah, I traded first because you'd suspect a Doomsayer. And if it's a Doomsayer, you don't want to overcommit to the board. Unless you decide to kill it, of course. Right, so now let's play Animal Companion. Oh, 4 to the face. Oh, that was risky. That juggle. Just missing the Nerubian egg. Okay, Shredder. So the next minion. Sorry, minion number 2. Shredder. Oh. Okay, let's not play any more minions. Let's not play any more minions. We don't want to give him that Nerubian egg. So now I'm starting to think. 17 health. How much danger am I in? Let's trade. And you know, there's actually an argument. There's actually an argument for popping the egg and killing the Nerubian that comes out because of how the egg can contribute to combo. It's actually quite risky. But if he can't clear my board, I win, I think, on the next turn. Yeah, we win. And that is it. Well played, sir. Well played. Okay, and there we go. That's a victory against a druid. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alright, so let's move forward. We'll do one more game and see how it goes. Right. A warrior. Oh, this is quite scary.
Begin.
I'm going to dump Unleash. We faced a control warrior earlier, and this time, well, it could also be a patron warrior. It would be interesting to see what kind of a warrior it is. I'd like to test this deck against a patron warrior. We've got a lovely curve here, a beautiful curve. If there ever was a thing of beauty in Hearthstone, it is this curve here. Mad Scientist into Animal Comp, and then saving the Juggler for Unleash the Hounds if we get it later. Such a strong combo. See, playing a Scientist rather than a Juggler does protect you. Does protect your Scientist. Does protect your Juggler from things like Fiery War Axe. So if you can delay that Juggler onto a relevant turn where it actually has impact on the board with something like Unleash, I think it's a good thing to do. He has nothing. There is no Fiery War Axe, and that's a good omen for me. Look at that, a 4-drop. Wow, for next turn. And I have a choice next turn. I can taunt up the Spinner, or I can taunt up Misha. Interesting. If I taunt up Misha next turn, it puts Misha out of range from Deathspite and the Fiery War Axe. That's pretty good. Ooh, kill command, even better. Well, do I want to taunt up Misha, or do I want to taunt up the Spinner? No, Misha's fine, Misha's fine. 6 attack. He needs 2 swings. 2 swings of the weapon to kill Misha now. 2 swings of either the War Axe or the Deathspite. That's not bad at all. And we're out-damaging this warrior, out-valuing him 2 on the board. I think this is a good sign that we win the game because of the curve. It looks like he had a bad curve going in. Ooh, slam. This is looking like a patron warrior to me. Does he have execute? Does he have execute? If he has execute, does that really change anything? This is definitely a patron warrior then. He's playing Unstable Ghoul. Okay, he's trying to minimise some damage. And he's going to end up removing the Web Spinner with the Death Rattle effect of the Unstable Ghoul. The question is, how do I want to make the trade? I'm going to use my 2 least valuable minions here. These are 2 minions that I don't mind if they die. Because I get a secret, and I get a card. I get a beast, which is really good. And I get Freezing Trap. Marvellous. And by the way, the Scientist and the Spinner, they are a threat to me because they're vulnerable to patron attacks. They can help patrons respawn, and we don't want that. So it's a good strategy against patron warrior. Remove the 1 attack, the 2 attack minions from your board as quickly as possible, and fill your board with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attack minions, if you can. And there's the ghoul. He wants to armor up. I don't think it's enough. I really don't think it is, because whatever happens on board, I have a kill command in hand. So there's the power of Hunter against a class like Patron Warrior, a class type, in that Patron Warrior spends a lot of turns stalling in the early game before they can build up patrons for the late game. And a class like Midrange Hunter, even though it's not as aggressive as Face Hunter, you can still be super aggressive in the early game. And you can see here, I've put him down to 12 health, or 14 now with armor. And we're only on turn 6, and that's quite significant. And it's enough to finish him off. So, yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. So 10 on board, plus the KC, plus the hero power, it's enough. And there we have it, a victory against a Patron Warrior. So yeah, all in all, a pretty impressive deck. Managed to beat, Druid, Zoolock, Handlock, Control Warrior, Priest, Patron Warrior. It's been quite a successful run on that ladder, and yeah, really happy with this deck in general. I lost a couple of games there, and I think I did misplay a couple of times, so it's probably my own fault. But yeah, all in all, a very strong deck. Ram Wrangler gave us mixed results, and because of that, I'm going to be quite cautious with that card. It's a card where I'm starting to think, do I really want to play it in my hunter decks, or would I prefer not to take the risk? Because it's a 5 cost risk, a 5 cost risk. And now just comparing Jab's deck to Orange's deck. Orange's deck does not run Ram Wrangler. It does not run it. It runs double King's Elec and no Knife Juggler. This deck doesn't need Knife Juggler. It excels in other ways. So fascinating comparison there. Double King's Elec is also a risk, but it's a 2 mana risk. And if it doesn't pay off, it's not the end of the world. With Ram Wrangler, it's 5 mana. And what could you be spending 5 mana on? Well, Stranglethorn Tiger, Lower Theb. There are more consistent threats to spend 5 mana on. So there's the pros and cons of thinking about Ram Wrangler. But Orange's deck has brought me a lot of success as well. Orange runs double Freezing Trap and 1 Bear Trap, which isn't too bad. And a lot of the other same cards. Only 1 Unleash the Hounds in Orange's deck, double Shredder, whereas Jab's deck only had 1 Shredder. So some subtle differences are between the two decks, but all in all, both are successful decks, and both have been used successfully by Orange and Jab, respectively, there to win games on stream. And I've been able to use these decks successfully, so if I can do it, anyone can, surely. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bit of a comparison there between the two decks, yeah, I would, if you're a Hunter player, I'd definitely recommend you give either the Jab deck or the Orange deck a try. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Do look forward to some videos in the future where I will be trialling out another Hunter deck, a different one, which emphasises Bear Trap. But until then, see you all soon.